Welcome to the Faux Brits show. You're wondering why we're doing an episode. There wasn't a match recently. Maybe you're thinking, oh, it's a late Southampton episode. No, I'm not wasting my time with that
Not
nonsense.
wasting our time with Southampton. Nope, not wasting our time with that.
You have to interrupt me during the intro, bro. All right, anyways. I'm Snacks. That's Eames. And in this episode, you probably know, today was the player awards for Manchester United. And we decided, you know what? Let's cheeky do our own episode because you know what? We're lads and that's what we do for buns and nits.
Yeah, we're going to do our own award show.
Disclaimer, they're not the same as there's no player of the season. There's none of that nonsense.
The Faux Brits Awards.
This is the Faux Brits Awards. You got to be pretty. You have to have a pretty lit season to be able to be here.
These are some mad experts right now about to break down some knowledge of these players. You're not gonna get fuego hot takes like you are right now. So really, like, this is gonna be sick. So how many awards do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about 7 awards today. The awards are Best Defensive Player for Manchester United, Best Offensive Player, Best Young Player, and Young Player we're talking 24 and under, Most Improved Player, Best Player off the bench, / someone that didn't start that many games but still played a lot and was a good asset off the bench. Best rotation player basically. Most Valuable Player, obviously, Best Player of the Season. And then we also have a cheeky player to look out for next season.
Which means we predict they're going to be lit or more lit than they were this past season.
Yeah, like something cool is coming out of whoever this guy is. Miss
Basically
anything?
How it's going to go is we're going to say who we say, and then we're not just going to say it, and then like the person will say it. He will say who he thinks was the best defensive example, and then he will explain why he thinks that.
We'll do me first, you first, me first, you first.
Yeah, and then I'll say mine, and then at the end we'll critique. We'll do a quick little short analysis of the other person's list. Like I'll critique.
We'll fight. All right.
It won't be a fight. What I'll do to him is going to be considered bullying. Oh!
All right. I'm gonna go first. Best Defensive Player. Obviously, we have the same exact player. This is just Eric Bailly.
Yeah, we'll go at the same time for this one. Eric Bailly. I mean, he's disgusting. He has potential to be the best center back in the world. Like enough said. Like on to the next award.
Goes without saying. Literally a colossus of a player. Absolute savage. Love Eric Bailly. Like you said, there's really nothing to say. Like he's en route to be one of the best center backs in the planet. On the planet?
On the planet. It's the same thing.
Word. Best offensive player for Manchester United this past season.
You go first. That's how
I just went first with defensive.
Oh, okay. I said Zlatan. I mean, 28 goals in all comps.
I literally knew it.
I mean, like...
I was going to say Zlatan, but for me it has to be Rashford, bro. It has to be Rashford, not because I'm not looking at the numbers, but I'm looking at what he brings to the table. So, okay, his goal tally wasn't that high this season. What was it, like 11? He's probably going to finish maybe with 12, something around that. Not good enough. He probably should be getting in the 20 range. I mean, to be fair, this is his second season in the league. Harry Kane didn't even do that. So I'm not going to set the bar ridiculously stupid high. But for me, it's Rashford just because he brings more to the table.
I said Zlatan for obvious reasons. I looked directly at the numbers. I mean, man scored 28 goals at the age of 35. That's one thing. But scoring 28 goals in all comps, considering we haven't had that type of a scorer in the past 3 seasons since Van Persie in his prime. But I don't count Van Persie's last season. That doesn't count. But yeah, I mean, he scored 28 goals. When I think offensive, I think goals, and he had the most goals on our team. So yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. That's I respect that.
All right. So your young player.
My turn, young player. Obviously, my man Pogba. It has to be Pogba. Some people, still they're still haters. They still give him a lot of trash. But at the end of the day, he's a young player. He's 24 years old. I mean, he's not a youth player coming out of the academy, but he's not in his prime, and he's not expected to be in his prime at 24. I was going to do a little hot fuego take, throw Eric Bailly in there, because my guy's 23, which is still considered young, but I'm going with Pogba on this one. You?
I went with Rashford because when I think young player, I think like the golden boy thing. Because people don't really consider you. I mean, like obviously,
24 is
young age. We're both around that age. Like we're still young guys. But I went with Rashford. He's 19 years old.
That's fair.
Potential to be one of the best players to ever play the game. I think he was a little bit wasted on the left. Like I compare him and Martial a lot because they both kind of came on at during the same part of the season. I think he was wasted on the left. Martial can get away with playing on the left because Martial likes to cut in. I think Rashford does like to stay out wide and cross when he plays out wide, but play him at the number 9. He's going to score 20, 30 goals a season. So, considering that more than half of his appearances this season have been out wide, 12 goals, like probably like 3, 4, maybe even 5 assists. This is a nice return for him. So he's going with my young player because again, 19 years old, doing what he's doing is great. And you have to remember, Mourinho doesn't like young players, and this guy's 19.
No. Mourinho hates young players. Is what you're trying. Okay, yeah.
Let's get that right. And Rashford's 19, so he's like breaking some sort of culture barrier.
Fair enough. Most improved, your turn. I think we have the same exact one.
I put Valencia. There's no way.
Really?
I put Valencia. Yeah, bro. Valencia last season was on the verge of being sold by Manchester United. No, but like you have to understand. No. In the first half of the season, before he came on as a right back, he was not. He was injured. He wasn't playing. He was an
right back for Van Gaal.
I'm saying before he came in because he was injured before he became a right back for Van Gaal. Or do you not remember that, Darmian? I'm just saying like his trajectory from literally being on the verge of being sold to best right back.
I told you he was best right back in the world back in like November, and you were like, bro, chill. Herrera said it too. Herrera said it too, and you were like, chill. Bro, he's like, it's not even because he's that good. It's more because like there aren't good right backs right now. Like,
I mean, I think he's top. I don't think he's the best. I think he's top 3. I don't think he's the best. I think Dani Alves is still the best. But
I don't think Dani Alves is the best.
I don't know. He's been fired this season. But anyways, who's your most improved?
My most improved, I went with Ander Herrera. He was good for Louis van Gaal. Definitely like was not a bad player. He played a lot of games too. I feel like, right? He played a lot of games for Van Gaal. I mean, like. More than
Van Gaal benched him a lot. Like Van Gaal's first season he played a lot, and then the second season he was benched a lot.
Yeah, but this season integral to the team. Basically started every game that he's fit in. Honestly, I can't think of a game where he was like healthy and didn't start. One player of the year this year. So clearly a bunch of people agree with me on that one. Herrera, I've given him a lot of slack, a little bit of slack. A lot of people asking.
A lot.
A lot of people asking for him to be captain next season, and like, I mean, it's a big shout, but you know.
All right, sixth man. You go first.
So this one's kind of like.
Well, not sixth man. It's man. I put sixth man just to abbreviate, but like the guy off the bench who will start the cup games and he'll start a few league games, but he's considered fire. I'm pretty sure we have the same guy. We might not. We might not have the same guy.
I have. Jesse Lingard.
Okay, go.
Jesse Lingard. Just because now he's like a starter in our best right attacking midfielder, whatever you want to call his position. Now he starts every game. Now he gets rested too. But like initially at the start of the season, he was really more coming off the bench. He played a few games earlier on where he was really good. But I mean, what more can I say? Like the Wembley Merchant, bro.
Yeah, I picked Lingard as well.
You did? Okay, yeah.
I picked Lingard because now he's starting and after but I'm like 75% of the season it was cup games, not really many league games, this that. I think
exactly
he was actually up for my player to look for or whatever. But I gave it to someone else. But I chose Lingard because Lingard's first off, he's absurd. I think he's disgusting. He has like an absurd first touch. He can do a lot with the ball. A lot of players can't. And he scores. He's slept on. He scores big goals. Like
he scores
besides
very
the Wembley Merchant thing. Like when he scores a goal, he scores bangers. Can you name a goal that he scored that like his first goal against West Brom was just settle outside the box? The goal against Chelsea last season, the FA Cup winner.
Who did he score against this season? Where he like where it was like a counter attack and he was running.
Middlesbrough, that's what I'm saying.
Middlesbrough?
It was him, Martial, and Mata.
And he was just like...
And then when he did the Irish jig, right?
Yeah.
That was... Bro, that's fire. He's better than Ozil. Don't care what anyone says.
Yeah,
Lingard's
that's facts. I mean, we only split facts on
I love... Jesse, I'm wearing a Lingard jersey right now. I love... Like, he's
turn around, we don't believe you.
What was that?
The fans don't believe you until you turn around. Alright, we're just making sure.
Yeah, I'm about to cop another Lingard jersey.
Make sure we don't have a liar in the house, but...
Alright. MVP.
MVP. I pulled up from 40 with this one.
I know you picked, bro. You picked someone sus. I picked Herrera. I mean, he won Player of the Season this season from the fans. I think that, like, he's definitely, like, I think everybody at some point this season, every single player has had a bad game. But I just think he's had the fewest bad games. And I think, like you said, every game that he's fit for, he starts. And he's been... Bro, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, his numbers are pretty, like, deflated. Like, what has he done in terms of numbers and stuff like that? Then I thought about it. Then I was thinking, I was like, oh, remember that sick pass he had to Rashford for the Northampton goal? Where he literally just kicked it up from 40, lands right at Rashford, and Rashford beats the keeper and scores? Like, bro, few players can, like... Even if you're just clearing the ball, that accuracy is ridiculous. I've just really grown on Herrera. Like, Herrera's really grown on me as a player, so he wins my MVP.
Yeah, my MVP, the way I looked at it, before I say his name, is I was just thinking about a player that when he doesn't play, he's the guy that we miss the most. So I picked Pogba. For me, it's pretty obvious. When he doesn't play, I watch the game, and I think, damn, I would wish Pogba was playing. I mean, like... at first I was going to pick Zlatan, but then it was just like, it didn't really make sense to me.
You hate Zlatan. You hate him.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense to me. So I went with Pogba.
You would have been fake. You thought about it for a second. You're like, I would be so fake if I said Zlatan is my MVP. Regardless, after all that, like, I rate you for that. I rate you for not being fake.
Okay. I mean, Pogba made the most sense to me. Yeah, I think we miss him when he doesn't play. I think he's incredibly useful when he does play. Yeah, shouts to Pogba.
Alrighty, so you go for player to look out for.
Player to look out for. Okay, this was actually one of the tougher ones in my opinion, because I picked a couple, but then I stuck with. And I don't even like this pick, but it's the pick I'm going with. Mkhitaryan. The reason I say that was because the way I see it is he started the season really trash, then he got really good. So, and I know he hasn't reached his full potential. So if this was just a betting in season, the same way that first 3 months was like a betting in 3 months, then I think next season he's going to be a banger for us.
My player to look out for, I picked Pogba because I think Pogba is, we've seen you hear media, it's like, oh, we've seen glimpses of Pogba. Like, bro, if you watch the full 90 minutes 64 times a season like we do, we know Pogba better than Pogba knows Pogba at the rate that we're going at.
Yeah,
but
that's a fact.
I still think, like you said, he's not in his prime yet. He's 23, 24 years old. Yeah. He still has comfortably 10 more years, if not more than that, at playing at the level he is, because he doesn't really rely on his athleticism. He relies on skill to be good. And considering he's the most expensive transfer in the world, and we brought him back, I'm just expecting. Plus, transfer window, we'll probably bring in another midfield to partner him up with, because I think Pogba plays best when he's giving that free roam, like that box to box number 8. I'm just excited to see what he's gonna do next season. I chose him. I was gonna give him young player or maybe MVP, but I gave him this role because it was like, yeah, he's been fire a lot of games, but there's been other games where he's trash, and I'm just excited to see that next season when the team is fully built and whatnot. He won't be like him being trash is gonna happen so less often.
Okay.
He's at his best consistently, 10 games in a row he's good, and then one bad game. 10, that's what I'm excited for. So yeah, he was my young player.
All right.
So you want to read off your list again so I can critique you, or I'll read my list?
No. I just thought of one more that we have to do. Hot take. This is live, coming on the spot. You have to think of one. I don't know why we didn't think of this one when we were making the list, but worst player of the year. Most disappointing.
Most disappointing, or the worst?
A combination of most disappointing and worst. A combination of both. So not only was he bad, but he was you thought he was going to be good. Or yeah.
That changes the whole game. You have to go first. I have to think about this one for a second.
Alright, I already know who mine is.
Zlatan?
No.
Who is it? Martial!
No.
Who?
Luke Shaw.
Oh, you luck.
It's a good pick. That's a good pick, right?
That is a very good pick.
I mean, Luke Shaw, we get it. You're coming off this leg injury. But nonetheless, bro, you weren't supposed to be, like, fat. I mean, you were supposed to play at least, like, 20 or so games here and there. Just a massive disappointment. And not only was he disappointing, but he was also trash. So, that's my guy.
Mine, I'm gonna do a Fuego hot take. Like, I have to, like, that. Those are two completely different things for me. Like, I have to pick one for each. Most disappointing, I'm either gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with Chris Smalling because he had a really good season.
Oh, that's good.
Chris Smalling, like he is trash, right? But last season he was PFA Team of the Year. Like, he was I get, like, you know, like those players that have that one good year and you expect them to turn the corner. That was what I thought Chris Smalling was doing because Chris Smalling was a rock last year. He was ridiculous. Like by the end of the season, we were leaking in goals left and right. But
yeah, he finished the season with 2 own goals. Let's just make that very
at least 75% of the goals 75% of the games that happened, he played really well in.
Oh well.
The worst player, obviously, Marwan Fellaini. He is, wow.
I'm not even like you're literally like so dumb. Like I'm not. We're not about to talk about this. Like,
let me say it because I liked Fellaini. There was a point where I was gonna get a Fellaini jersey. Like, I was ride or die Fellaini. But that Everton game, like, I get it. I get, like, Zlatan missed the penalty against Bournemouth. Same exact thing. That Everton game, that City headbutt, like, he's had good moments this season. I'm not even trying to be biased. So, like, I don't like.
You mean like the time where he scored in every single semifinal that we've played in, including the Europa League semifinal, EFL Cup semifinal.
When Rashford literally put the ball on a freaking plate for him and he just hit that.
Nonetheless, literally a clutch player.
I'm just saying.
A clutch player.
I'm just saying. All right, clutch players don't concede penalties in the 96th minute against Everton. You don't concede penalties like that.
Right,
clutch players don't do that. Clutch players don't headbutt freaking strikers on opposing teams.
I want my player to headbutt. You don't want one player on your team that has a little bit of, like, crazy in him that can headbutt someone? You need a player on your team with some crazy in them. Yes, you do.
He's a Roy Keane wannabe. He wants to be Roy Keane. He'll never even get close to that level. Fellaini is garbage. I hate Fellaini. Like, I really hate Fellaini.
You know what? I was really proud of you with that Smalling pick because I was like, damn, that's a good pick. Like, shouts to him.
Well, he was disappointing. Like,
but then
Chris
you went,
trash,
and now
right?
You're calling someone bad, and this person literally scores in semifinals on a regular basis for us.
Cool. That's awesome, dude. I don't care. Guy. He's still trash. One shining moment cannot, like, define an entire season
come on the
of
show,
garbage.
bro. I'm inviting you. You're a guest on the show. You're a friend of the show. Come on, Fellaini. Come on the show. We'll call you on Skype. So what do you think of my list?
I like literally everything except the Offensive Player of the Year award. Like, I think, like offensively, you have to think goals, and when you think goals, who scored the most? Zlatan. It just makes sense. I like the Rashford pick. Like, that was you were pulling up from 40 from there because I would have I put Rashford somewhere else, but you know, everything else I think was good. That Luke Shaw one was fire. I forgot Luke Shaw existed.
Exactly. Yeah.
I literally forgot Luke Shaw existed for like half a second there. All right. What do you think of the snacks?
Shout out to I like your player to watch next season, Pogba. I was gonna do that too, but then I was like, you can't have Pogba on 3 things. Maybe I shouldn't have had him on the other player. I should have had him on that. Whatever. I was gonna do the same thing for offensive player. I was gonna pick Zlatan just because of the goals and everything. But I just, you cut me and I bleed Rashford, so I have to put Rashford somewhere. You get me? Like, Rashford is life. Basically, yeah. But yeah, that's about
There's
it.
no picks that you thought were just the Fellaini pick is the only one you don't like.
I mean, I'm not even gonna comment on your Fellaini pick. Like, that didn't even happen in my opinion. Not only Fellaini pick what? Pick his pro? Like, what do you mean?
Oh no, the worst player in Manchester United.
No. All right.
I die a little inside every time I see him. Every time I just look at him, it's like
sick.
All right, B. This was a fire episode. We'll catch you after the Europa League final. Hopefully, we'll be happy. I actually might start crying on live because that'll be emotional, especially if we're losing penalties, bro.
Well, I don't think we're gonna lose in penalties. I think we're gonna lose straight up.
No, I don't know, bro. Like,
I see. You know what's gonna happen? I think it's gonna go I think we're gonna score first. We're gonna score early, and then we're gonna sit deep and defend because Mourinho is literally scum. And then they're gonna score 2 on us, and it's gonna be. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be the exact same game as Celta Vigo that just happened, except instead of Guidotti missing his chances, they're gonna have Kasper Dochelberg, who's gonna score both of those chances, and we're gonna lose 2-1. It's gonna be that same exact game. Watch.
You block. That was
It's gonna be the same exact game.
You got any shoutouts?
Shout out to everyone that left a comment on last video. Your voice was heard. I am a Debbie Downer. I am literally negative Eames with a negative symbol. And that's all I got.
Shout out to the guy who said the M on my hat stood for moron. I mean, like, it was low key funny, but then, like, I thought about it.
That was high
like,
key funny, bro. Come on, that was mad funny.
And then, you know what it was? I laughed, and I'm just like, bro, like, whatever, man. Like, I'll tell you something. I'll say something. Everyone who's successful has haters. So that guy hates me, and I'm successful. So
eat your fruits and vegetables.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.